Hello, today I will be talking about genetics and how it can be used for forensics. On this slide we have the entire locus 1. To start with, we have two samples, sample 1 and sample 2. After that, we have victim 1 and victim 2, and then our four suspects, a werewolf, vampire, zombie, and then a demon. And so then where their dashes are, there's a gene, and then where there are not dashes, there is no gene. So this will help us figure out who left behind evidences at a crime scene. And so when we're looking through, so on this slide we have the NPR locus 2. So the more of these or more locuses you have for genetic evidence, the more precise you can be, whether that is pegging a suspect for murder or even a paternity test to figure out who the father is. So when you look at the table, notice how victim 1 also only has one band or set of dashes here, and that's because it is homologous for this specific gene, and so it does not have two of this genotype. So then, now we are back at locus 1, and we're trying to determine who left sample 1, and so as you can see in the first row, there's sample 1 has genetic material there, as does suspect 2. And so then when we go onwards, in the fifth row, sample 1 also has genetic material, as does suspect 1 and suspect 2. But because suspect 1 does not have genetic material in the first row, we can eliminate them from suspicion. So our first suspect, who we know has left some genetic material we believe at the crime scene, is the vampire. So then we look at locus 2 for sample 1, and for sample 1, as you can see, as we go through this process again, suspect 2 still has left genetic material at the crime scene. So our little vampire was definitely at the crime scene. So as we move on for sample 2, as again we go through the same process as we did for sample 1, we see that we have few more suspects, including the victim 2, the halfling, that could have left the genetic material. And so then, of course, we also have two suspects, our zombie and our demon. And so then we go to locus 2 to determine who probably left the genetic material. So again, for sample 2, we have in row 1, and then we will have in row 4. And so going through, both the halfling and the demon could have left the genetic material. So we'd have to go back through and actually, if we have more genetic material